Right, boys and girls, pay attention. Racing is not for the road. But that doesn't mean you can't get a lot of fun out of some great road cars. This Fiesta, for example, is one of the most popular cars in the country for racing. To celebrate that ideal, here is my top 10 best everyday road cars that are also racing cars. We begin at number 10 with the Junior Saloon Car Championship, the concept of which is pretty simple. The series runs for 14 to 17-year-olds driving identical Citroen Saxos, with the series born out of the ashes of the Sax-Max series. And stars such as Katie Milner, Luke Browning and Matteo Zanetti have all proven to be exceptional winners in the series. Next up, all new for 2017 but already garnering worthy attention is the Ssangyong Challenge. Yes, it's a pickup truck, and yes, it's a Ssangyong, but that means the racing is closely matched and the driving standards are already pretty high, and it's starting to look like a strong British cousin to the already popular V8 Utes down under. Now, we all love the Volkswagen Golf, but racing drivers do too, and the Production GTI Championship is one of the most popular of its kind in the country. The championship is split into classes for the modern Mark V and the classic Mark II, and both categories are well populated with multiple winners and classy gutsy racing almost every weekend. Not to be outdone, the 750 Motor Club runs a fantastic championship for the Honda Civic, the Tagiwa Civic Cup. And as the name suggests, if you race a Honda Civic, you're welcomed in with open arms. There are multiple classes for various models that mix well with each other on track, and the drivers love the good-natured fun of effectively racing touring cars week in, week out. Now, we're British, and therefore the Mini will forever hold a place in our hearts. Thank goodness then that the BMW Mini has a terrific racing series too, the Mini Challenge. With successful race winners stepping up to the British Touring Car Championship in the past, the cars provide ideal opportunities for driver and car development and how to deal with the media, as the TV coverage is pretty awesome too. Now, what if you haven't got a lot of money? Well, at number 5 is the cheap as chips Hyundai Coupe Cup. You can run a whole season in this championship for less than £10,000, and that's including buying the car. The paddock is friendly and inviting, the racing is close and frenetic, and everyone goes home at the end of it all with a huge smile on their face, and not a big bill. Next, it's the BMW Compact Cup, with a packed grid of nearly 30 cars every meeting. This series provides lots of overtaking and gripping battles on some of the best racetracks in the country, and it's a very reasonable rate too, considering it's a BMW you're driving. Just ask our very own Dan Kirby. He started his racing career here in 2013. In third position, it's the Ford Fiesta, because not only do they run a cracking senior championship for 4 generations of the plucky hatchback from Dagenham, but the junior championship is one of the very best teenage racing series in the country, with winners in the sport regularly going on to win races and championships in other categories, including British GT and the BTCC. And then there's the Mazda MX-5, one of the coolest sports cars of all time. But that's nothing compared to the quality of the racing, which often attracts racers from the British Touring Car Championship, British GT, and even further afield to return for guest appearances. Why? Because they just can't get enough of it. In fact, it's so good, there's only one championship that beats it, and that's the UK Clio Cup. Supporting the BTCC and providing some incredible racing talent in touring cars and sports cars over the past 10 years, the racing is rough, tough, and ruthless. And there's even an entirely separate championship for people to get into the sport as newbies. First with a converted road-going version, and then a race spec car. And it's how our very own Dan Kirby got to the Michelin Ginetta Supercup.